Right, for today's deep dive, we're looking at a case called the Bronx Sandbox. And it's a story that really, it just completely tears down the wall between physical security and your digital identity.
It really does. And it all started with these tiny little glitches that our subject, Hermes, started to see.
Like what? What kind of things?
Oh, a cursor that would hesitate for a split second, his battery draining way too fast, sometimes a little location dot flickering on his screen.
Things you'd probably just dismiss.
Exactly, but by the time he saw those signs, he wasn't just hacked. He was basically sharing his computer with someone he couldn't see.
And the people behind this, Touré, Aziz, and Kaboré, they weren't using off-the-shelf stuff, right? The sources say it was a kind of hybrid.
A total hybrid. They combined state-level spy techniques with the psychological playbook of the West African Brouteur subculture.
And what does that mean exactly, Brouteur?
It's a type of very sophisticated, very personal social engineering. They don't just phish you. They build this deep, intimate trust to get total access, emotionally and digitally. It's on another level.
So if you mix that with serious system hacking,
You get absolute possession.
Okay, so let's get into the architecture of this betrayal. It started at the core of the operating system, with macOS and its unique identifiers, the UIDs.
Right, so on any new Mac, the first administrator account is always UID 501. That's the master key, essentially.
But when they did the forensics, Hermes wasn't 501,
Use UID 502.
meaning someone else was there first.
That's a punchline. A ghost admin, UID 501, was created before Hermes ever even used his own machine. He was basically a tenant in his own digital home from day one.
Yeah, there's proof of this ghost session, right? A terminal command?
Yeah, the Turbio command. The screenshot showed a user, Aleximenko, logged in since, get this, New Year's Eve of 2021.
So a session that was active for you.
For 347 days. A zombie session, running so deep that no normal tool would ever see it. And they even left a little signature, changing the computer's hostname to His Royal Alexei.
But wait, how could they maintain that? Were they running some kind of, I don't know, a hidden program?
More than that, they used enterprise virtualization software, Parallels Desktop, to run a whole hidden Windows 11 virtual machine inside the Mac.
A whole other computer running inside his computer. Wouldn't that kill the performance? He would have noticed that, surely.
You'd think so, but they likely use something called coherence mode. It makes the Windows operating system completely invisible, blending all its network traffic seamlessly with the Mac's. It's like a parasitic twin.
So the digital trail was deep, but it didn't stop there. It actually led to a real-world place.
It did, to an address. 648 Fail Street, Hunts Point, in the South Bronx.
The Bronx Sandbox.
That was it. This apartment building was housing a device farm. They had physical devices there, clones of Hermes' machine mirroring his entire digital life in real time.
Why? Why do that?
So they could grab two-factor authentication codes as they came in. To keep his session tokens alive, it meant they were always logged in as him, everywhere.
And that leads to the most damning piece of evidence, what the sources call the bilocation paradox.
This is the undeniable proof. On October 19th, 2021, we know Hermes was physically at the Hotel Mathis in Paris. The timestamp is 12:59 a.m.
But at the same time, his digital identity was used at the Apple Store on the Upper East Side of New York.
Right, and then in Carnegie Hill. It's impossible travel. The only way that happens is if two distinct devices are fully authenticated to his Google account simultaneously.
His identity was in two places at once.
Bilocated. Most likely maintained using weaponized MDM mobile device management profiles. The kind of thing big companies use to control their devices, but used here to create a permanent superuser.
So, I mean, the takeaway from this whole Bronx Sandbox case, it feels like cybercrime has fundamentally changed. It's not some distant thing anymore.
It's not. It's local, it's deeply personal, and it can be physically based right in your own neighborhood.
So what's the final thought for our listeners here?
Well, the question this whole thing raises is pretty unsettling. If attackers can use tools like UID 501 and physical bases like the Sandbox to literally live inside your digital life with you,
Undetected for almost a year.
how can you ever really truly verify the integrity of the phone or the computer that you're holding in your hand right now?